positive things that I've received is been overwhelming to me, and I know I shared one with Casey a while ago. A highly respected bank president sent me one today that, you know, her children went all the way through the magnet school system in multiple different schools, and she was just applauding the efforts of Dr. Wardinski and the board on how we're trying to do the magnet schools throughout the community. I don't think everything in this process has been negative, and I wanted to express that I have received just many emails very positive on the way that everything has been done. So I know sometimes you focus on what we hear negative, but I think there's a lot of people noticing what's happening very positive also.
First of all, I want to thank everyone for the emails and the words of encouragement that I've received lately. I've been really overwhelmed by them, and I'm humbly accepting your advice. I had the opportunity to do the Read Across America with Lakewood and Dawson kids, and they're wonderful. Oh, excuse me, wrong school, Rolling Hills. I'm sorry, Ms. Barnes. I visited Lakewood for something else. I want to say congratulations to the Johnson Jaguars for making to the state finals, playoffs. But I'm going to also thank a congratulations to West Lawn and Butler band, for making all ones in the district competition. They said that's the first time they participated in several years. The last thing I'm going to say is that I want us all, as we move through this process, this is a difficult minefield that we're negotiating through, that I ask us to remain civil. And at this time, I'm going to ask the threats on the superintendents to stop, cease. It doesn't benefit us all at all. And I can share some of the emails and some of the things that have been said.
I wish you would.
You know, this is not Huntsville. We can disagree.
I agree.
That doesn't mean that we're not listening. This means that we have a different position. And no one life is worth some of this stuff that we're hearing about.
You need to share that.
Better.
You need to share any threats. If somebody was threatening me, I'd tell you.
Let's just say a couple things. One is, I guess Topper and I were hanging out quite a bit, so we went to the FANG production. Kevin, great job. The students did a fantastic job. Staff, really enjoyable evening. Jones Valley 50th, went to that. That was a great program. It was nice seeing them. They really did a good job because they had all the principals there except for the one assistant. And that was really neat to see the whole gamut of everybody that had been there. I want to say the Hunger Symposium, that was the first time they put that together. Again, you know, it's a big deal. Jeff Wilson and Joey Vaughn presented there. They did a great job. And, you know, again, it's important because these kids, you know, we got 25% of our kids in this area that are food insecure, which means that they go without a meal or they go without food for a day or a couple of days. And kids cannot learn if they're hungry. And I know Joey and Jeff and his staff have really focused on getting our kids food at no cost to the community. This program's been in place since, I think, 63, is that right? 68? Somewhere in that range. And so it's a great thing, really making a huge impact to our kids. I know I'm going on about it, but it's hard. You know, I would love people to sit there and do math when you do come in the first thing in the morning and then not eat all day and then do that same math at the end of the day and see how well you perform on those kinds of tests. So it is a huge deal for our kids getting food. The last thing I want to say is I am so thankful. God was smiling on our kids. You know, our kids from Huntsville Middle had gone up to New York for a choir event, and they had a great time. Follow them on Facebook, they were doing it. But there was a pretty serious wreck as they were coming back, and thankfully one bus completely unscathed. The other bus had a small piece of granite go through a window. Luckily, nobody was sitting in the seat that piece of granite fell into. So it was miraculous, but and everybody walked away from that accident. We're talking trucks flipping, cars going across medians. It was a really bad wreck. So thankful that our kids are back and safe. So that's huge. And I think with that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Wardinski.
Well, thank you. strikes me that Huntsville is on the cusp of greatness. Huntsville has always played an important role in the future of our country, but to continue to play that role, it needs a strong education system. Not two education systems, but one. And it's become time that we become one education system. The team that the board has assembled, that I've assembled, has had a focus of excellent education for children across our city. I could go through the list of things that are going on every day in our schools to help our kids. It begins with a good start, breakfast in the classroom. Breakfast sort of family style, where we can sit down and talk with kids about what goes on in their life and prepare the way for the day. And in many schools it now ends with supper in the classroom, just before they head home. Pre-K. We know pre-K is important. We have the largest pre-K program in the state, and one that is critical to the success of our kids. Unlike the state's program, which is a lottery, we focus our program on children in need because that's where the greatest gains